This is one of those stories where you realize there's what you see in the media, there's the political line one way or the other, and then there's facts, there's reality. And the reality is that this guy, smarter every day dude, a millionaire, a very clever person, cannot make a scrubber in the United States. Even making a scrubber in the United States is impossible. Well, not entirely impossible, but yeah, impossible. Bear with me, watch this thing because you'll be surprised. Guys, as always, if you want to learn more about realistic survival and preparedness, that's what I've been doing for a long time. You have the channel with a ton of information, and I suggest you get my books as well before things get even worse and you're not prepared. Surviving the Economic Collapse to Survival Skills. This one is based on going through just that in Argentina myself, and this is many years of learning about survival and preparedness, self-defense, and a ton of other useful skills that you will definitely benefit from if you buy the book, read it, and apply it to your daily life. So our buddy here from Smarter Every Day decided to make a scrubber, which seems simple enough. Why is he doing it? Well, because your typical scrubber, which has these wires, barb, copper, whatever it is, anyway, just a little piece of wire, it breaks off. And I've seen this happen, and I know of cases of people that ended up hospitalized or ended up with heart problems because some little piece of wire in a burger or whatever chunk of meat was in the grill ends up getting swallowed. It goes through the skin because it's very thin and it goes like a needle, and someone ends up freaking dying or something incredible like that. It actually happens. He knows that as well. That's why he decided to make this scrubber, but he wanted to make it in America. Fuck, it's a piece of metal with chain mail and a plastic handle. He's not trying to make a laptop. And yet it's still impossible. Check this out.
So this is what we need, and this video documents an experiment that lasted. Is it possible to make something in? Is it possible to make something in?
Listen again, please, bear with me.
Is it possible to make something in America and be competitive in the marketplace?
No, it's not. I mean, you can make for a firearm made in US or okay, things that are understood to be made in the United States, yes. Things that are not made in the United States, it's gonna be tremendously expensive and simply not worth it. Not for you, not for the company making it, not for the market. That's the thing that a lot of people simply do not understand. This idea that everything that's being made in China, I'll just start making myself. It may sound great in politics, it's simply not realistic. It's not the way things have been in 100 years. Not in the United States, not in most developed nations. And if you try to change that or force it, because of your political line, what you'll find is what this guy ended up finding, that it is not possible.
This video documents an experiment that lasted over 4 years. The goal was simple, to manufacture a product here in America.
A scrubber. This is 48 minutes long, Smarter Every Day. I'll leave the link there below. And basically it's that he spends 4 years trying to make the scrubber in America, right? And he explains why. I just told you the idea of the scrubber. And instead of having those barbs, he goes with chain mail. The piece of plastic is simple enough. That's injected, molded. Probably is going to be more expensive making it in the United States than in China. But hey, the big thing, the big ticket item, the expensive part of this thing is a chain mail. You cannot have just any chain mail because when you start scrubbing, it starts ripping it apart. No, it has to be a welded, I believe, chain mail. And he found an American manufacturer for this thing, but it's not only tremendously expensive, they just don't make the quantity he needs for making this product that he wants to sell, right? He is the Smarter Everyday guy. He has 11 million followers. He wants to put this in the market. He doesn't need like 100 of these things. No, he needs a lot more. It's so interesting, even something like making a damn screw, right? Made in the United States.
To get our bolts from a foreign supplier, we're doing roughly this because we think it's important to have manufacturing.
Even making a screw in the United States is going to be 4 times more expensive. It is not viable for the market. He does it nonetheless. We'll see how much this thing actually costs because he ended up making it, right? Anyway, let's just jump to it, right? Let's not keep you waiting. How much is it that the scrubber costs? Well, the scrubber costs $75, $74.99. Yeah, for a scrubber made in US. But is it really made in US? Because as I said before, well, not as I said, as he said before, this is a guy making the thing. He said that the key component, the most expensive part, is that chain mail thing. Well, turns out that he cannot have it made in the United States. He did find someone in India that would make it though, so they go with the Indian guy. And what is it that the Indian manufacturer sends? You won't believe this shit.
Chainmail that we haven't used in any assembly yet. This is from India. Dude, look at that. That's not from India. That's Chinese.
It's Chinese. The guy from India sells you Indian mail, but it's actually made in China. He's not even rewrapping it. He's just sending the box he got from India and sending it to you. So you can either buy from China directly, or you can buy from India. The American one is not an option because even the expensive thing, he will just not make in the quantity needed. I assume that you could have your own chain mail factory, but then the scrubber would not even be $75. It would be $300 for scrubber, and it will not be viable. Guys, it is just fantasy. This idea that we'll just make anything, we can make it. Sure, you can. You can do lots of things, but do you even want to? Is it financially viable? And at the end of the day, the answer that you have is no. You cannot make these things. You cannot make everything in the United States. You can make some things that have been made for a number of time, some more specialized stuff. But then, if you want to replace made in China with made in US, no, you cannot. And maybe ask yourself, why is it that I even would want to have that? What is it, the added value that I get from having my own chainmail manufacturing in US for the scrubber? Again, he has a number of those of the chainmail made in US. It's a number of those. The rest of the ones, that's the component that in the made in US scrubber, it's still gonna be made in China. That's how things work. Guys, if you appreciate what I do here, by all means, subscribe to the channel. You'll have the button somewhere over there, a few videos for you to check out. But I think it was super interesting and informative how it's impossible to make a damn scrubber in any competitive way in the United States. That says a lot.